Greeting, foreword, and acknowledgements for The Wondersmith and His Son, a tale from the golden childhood of the world. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Lynette Calkins. The Wondersmith and His Son, a tale from the golden childhood of the world, by Ella Young. Greeting to the mountain of the Wondersmith, Slive Gullion, in the county of Armagh, Ireland, and to the tawny lioness, greeting also. Foreword to the children who will read this book. The Gubbaun Saor, whose other name was Manannán, whose other name was Gullion the Smith, was a great person long, long ago. He was a maker of worlds and a shaper of universes. Men said the stars were sparks from his anvil. White horses were sacred to him, and Luf's white hound, the sun, knew him as a master. People have forgotten about these things now, but in the thatched cottage in Gaelic-speaking Ireland and Scotland, they talked about him and his son Luf and his daughter Anya. Men cutting turf in the bogs know about him. They say to each other as they leave off work, "Well, we may as well be shortening the road with a good story, the way the Gubbaun's son shortened it." They are glad when they find someone who does not know how Anya tricked Baelor's messenger, and how she got the better of the Gubbaun himself, because they want to have the pleasure of hearing a new person laugh at these stories, and of laughing themselves all over again, just as if they were telling them for the first time. In County Clare, huddled between a stony mountain and a boulder-strewn beach, where the Atlantic surges leap with a playful roar to the land after their long sea run from America, there is a little Gaelic-speaking village. Its houses are small and low-roofed, so that storm winds cannot get too firm a grip on them, and their yellow straw thatch is roped down and weighted with stones to keep the wind from shouldering it away. The people of that village know many stories of the Gubbaun. He has even crept into their proverbs. If anyone tries to make a very hard bargain, they say to him, "Oh, you want the skin and the price of it, like the Gubbaun's son." They are quite sure it was in County Clare that the three crows let fall the magical bag of tools for the Gubbaun, and in County Clare that he carved the cat with two tails to show how clever he was. Other counties in Ireland are equally sure that the cat was carved within their own borders. It was in Achill Island that I heard the first story about the Gubbaun. It was told to me by an old man of 80 as he was guiding me along Achill Head, a wild promontory with cliffs descending 1,000 feet to the sea. He knew only 2 stories about the Gubbaun, but had heard that there were others. I made up my mind to get the others. It took me nearly 20 years to gather what I have in this book. Sometimes I could get no more than bits of a story, and I had to piece it together, and in parts fill it in. Sometimes I got the story almost as I have told it. The stories were told to me in Gaelic at times in English. I heard them in cottages by turf fires. I heard them in brown-sailed fishing boats and on rocky hillsides. They are mixed in my mind with sunshine and sweet air and wide open spaces, lakes in Donegal, where fairy horses are said to hide, with pools in Connemara, where crested serpents called piests lift their heads, and with glittering inlets of the sea and mountains in Kerry. I am revising these stories for publication in a country that is all delicate pale gold and the ghost of pale gold, and tawny orange and bronze and amber and russet color wherever it is not ermined with snow. A country song, and subtle and graceful as her own mountain lions and cypress trees, and I would wish to have for this book the goodwill of Ireland and of America. Ella Young, Arlington, New York, December 26, 1925. Acknowledgements. These tales of the Gubbaun Saor and his son I heard from storytellers in Clare, Achill Island, Arranmore, and Curran. Anthony Patton told me in Achill the story of the shortening of the road, and Patrick Gallagher of the Curran, who has by heart so many of the fine traditional sagas and poems, told me of Anya's bargain with her father, and the stratagem to learn the Gubbaun's secret, the building of the dune, and again the shortening of the road. The tale of how the Gubbaun got his craft is from Clare. I have amplified the tales, but I have not altered any incident. In Dr. Douglas Hyde's Scenig Fiorna Shachmine will be found a story of the Gubbaun taken down as the storyteller told it. Shosam Leoide has such another story in his Lubna Gaelic. To the former I owe Anya's saying as to the fire, and to the latter her saying with regard to her father's handiwork. To Dr. Francis O'Sullivan of Freiburg University I am indebted for the incident of the split tree. End of formatter for The Wonder Smith and His Son, A Tale from the Golden Childhood of the World by Ella Young.